The times are a-changing, and we can change right along with them. You're listening to the Wayne S. Pierce Show podcast. How you doing, folks? This is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce. This is the Wayne S. Pierce Show podcast for the 3rd of April. Yes, it's Thursday. It's 2014. How y'all doing today? You good? Are you happening? Are you awake? Are you there? Because, hey, it's one of those days, folks. Lots of things going on. The Fort Hood shooting again. 4 people have died, including the shooter themselves. Is this workplace violence? But did you know that there were other things happening as well other than that? Okay, I just wanted to make sure you did. There are other things, Florida. I mean, see, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Things change every 5 minutes, or it seems like they change every 5 minutes. You've got all sorts of things going on. What can I say? This is going to be a short podcast. Not that long, and you've got people reporting UFOs over England and over other places of the world. You've got a high court somewhere in the world stating that the Pope and few other people they're going to indict them for possible criminal activity, and this, that, and the other. Things are just falling apart as we are going along. And what really has me, let's just say, a little miffed. Let's just say I'm a little ticked off. Okay, I mean it's just nuts. I mean, what has me a little ticked off is the fact that there are people out there who say, hey, yeah, just no big deal. Yeah, whatever, such as this from Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on Facebook. Hard facts about 9/11 that cannot be debunked. 9/11, everybody compares what's happening with the 9/11 situation back in 2001. 24 facts that cannot be debunked by about 9/11. And it says here that 9/11 has been one of the biggest events in recent history that sparked a mass awakening across the world. There has been much debate as to how it happened, who is responsible, and why. To this day, about 1/3 of Americans do not believe the official story. In other areas of the world, as much as 90% of the country does not believe the official story. That number of 1/3 Americans, that's actually wrong. Some of the numbers that have recently come out show that over 60% of the people of America, just in the United States, do not believe the official story at all. Ever. Okay, and they never will. They know what happened. Okay, I know what happened just several hours after watching that whole thing occur, so. Sorry, had to take some coffee there, folks. Here is the list of 24 facts that cannot be debunked about 9/11. Nanothermite was found in the dust at Ground Zero. Let me break in right here and just interject this. Go to drjudywood.com. drjudywood.com. Continuing, peer-reviewed in the Betham Open Chemical Physics Journal, Niles Harrit, Thermite Benthame, The Great Thermite Debate, John Cole, Iron-Rich Spheres, Stephen Jones, Limited Metallurgical Examination, FEMA C13 Appendix C6 nanotubes. So those are all things you can go and I'll put this on the Wayne S. Pierce Show Facebook page and on the show site. Number 2, 1,900 engineers and architects support a real independent 9/11 investigation. Richard Gage, Founder, Explosive Evidence, Blueprint for Truth, AE 9/11, Toronto Hearings, Kevin Ryan. Number 3, the total collapse of World Trade Center 7 in 6.5 seconds at free fall acceleration, and that's NIST admits 2.25 seconds. Larry Silverstein used the term pullet. Steel-framed high-rise buildings have never totally collapsed from fire or structural damage. Building 7 was not hit by a plane. Building 7, WTC 7. By the way, you see pictures all over the place where, in other parts of the world, where buildings are on fire and they never collapse. So think about that one, folks. Logic, 1 + 1 = 2. I mean, it's real simple. Number 4, Dick Cheney was in command of NORAD on 9/11 while running war games. Quote, stand down order, unquote. Quote, of course the orders still stand. Have you heard anything to the contrary, unquote. Norman Mineta testimony. Quote, gave order to shoot down Flight 993, I should say. Unquote. NORAD drills. Okay, look, all those words are just keywords that you can look up. Number 5, 6 out of the 10 commissioners believe the 9/11 Commission report was set up to fail. Co-chairs Hamilton and Keene. Quote, it was a 30-year conspiracy, unquote. Quote, the White House has played a cover-up, unquote. Max Cleland resigned. John Farmer. These were all names to go look up, folks. Number 6, FBI confiscated 84 of 85 videos from the Pentagon. Moussaoui trial revealed these videos. Released Pentagon security camera from a Freedom of Information Act request. Does not show a 757. It is clearly missing a frame. Sheraton Hotel, Doubletree, Citgo. Citgo, by the way, is Saudi Arabian oil and also Venezuela oil, because it all, I say Saudi because, Venezuela gets their oil also from, Saudi Arabia, but Venezuela has their own, things going on there as well. So you might want to check into that. Connect the dots, follow the money, folks. Number 7. Osama bin Laden was not wanted by the FBI for the 9/11 attacks. Quote, no hard evidence connecting bin Laden to 9/11, unquote. CIA created, trained, and funded al-Qaeda Taliban during the Mujahideen. OBL was a CIA asset named Tim Osman. OBL reported dead December of 2001, and Fox News reported that, by the way. Number 8, hundreds, I should say, of firefighters and witness testimony to bombs and explosions ignored by the 9/11 Commission report. 9/11 Commission report bars 503 first responder eyewitnesses. Quote, explosions in the lobby and sublevels, unquote. Firefighter explosions, Barry Jennings, William Rodriguez. By the way, if you go look for... on YouTube, you look for a video about that, explosions on 9/11. You'll find a video that has 3 firemen who are sitting there who had just came out of the building, and they look a mess. Some of them are bleeding, and they literally said, and the person taking the video asked again, they said there were explosions. So I don't want to hear anybody tell me that this is all bunk. This is all out in the open. This is all on record. You guys need to go check it out. Number 9, hundreds of firefighters and witness testimony to molten metal ignored by the commission report. Quote, like you're in a foundry, unquote. Quote, NIST's John Gross denies the existence of molten metal, unquote. Swiss cheese. Quote, as of 21 days after the attack, the fires were still burning and molten steel was still running, unquote. Leslie Robertson. Okay, these are all names and things that you can go look at, folks. Number 10, 5 dancing Israelis arrested in Mossad truck bombs on 9/11 that stated, quote, we were there to document the event, unquote. Urban Moving Systems Front Company, Dominic Suter, Quote, $498,750 business loan, June of 2001. Unquote. Quote, Officer DiCarlo, art students, Israeli spying. Unquote. Number 11, on September 10th, 2001, Rumsfeld reported $2.3 trillion missing from the Pentagon. Dov Zachim, Pentagon Comptroller, former VP of Systems Planning Corporation's Flight Termination Systems, signator of PNAC document. PNAC document. Number 12, 220 senior military intelligence service, law enforcement, and government officials question the official story. 9/11 whistleblowers, Patriots for 9/11, Robert Bowman, Sybil Edmonds, Albert Stubblebine, Wesley Clark, Mark Dayton, Alan Sabrowski, Cynthia McKinney, Jesse Ventura, Kurt Sonnenfeld. Patriots question 911.com. Number 13, yes, I'm going to go through all 24 of these. Number 13, towers were built to withstand a Boeing jet or jets. Quote, I designed it for a 707 to hit it, unquote. Leslie Robertson, WTC structural engineer. Quote, could probably sustain multiple impacts by jetliners, unquote. Quote, like a pencil puncturing screen netting, unquote. Frank DiMartini, deceased manager of WTC Construction and Project Management. Quote, as far as a plane knocking a building over, that would not happen, unquote. Charlie Thornton, structural engineer. It's all out there, folks. Now, what connection does it have with, things that are going on today? Well, let me read the next 10 and I will tell you. History. This is number 14. History of American flag attacks. USS Liberty, Gulf of Tonkin, Operation Northwoods, OKC bombing, Murrah Building, 1993 WTC attacks. Remember that one in the basement of the World Trade Centers, that truck bomb? Patrick Clausen, Project for a New American Century. Needed a new Pearl Harbor. Rebuilding America's defenses. 9/11 achieved these goals. Number 15, BBC correspondent Jane Stadley reported the collapse of WTC 7, Building 7, Solomon Brothers Building, 20 minutes before it happened. CNN, Fox, MSNBC also had early reports. BBC, WTC 7, Jane Stadley, Ashley Banfield. Number 16, Flight 93 debris was spread out over many miles. Cheney admits to giving the order to shoot down 93. Cheney admits to giving the order to shoot down 93. Quote, shoot down the plane over Pennsylvania, unquote, Rumsfeld. Or shot down the plane over Pennsylvania, Rumsfeld. Quote, nothing that you could distinguish that a plane had crashed there, unquote. Chris Konicki. Quote, not a drop of blood, unquote. Coroner Wallace Miller. Quote, there was no plane, unquote. Mayor Ernie Stahl. Number 17, Bush hesitated for 441 days before starting the 9/11 Commission. Jersey girl Phil Zelikow already wrote the outline before the commission began. Steel shipped overseas. Obstruction of justice. JFK and Pearl Harbor commissions were started within 7 days. Bush waited 441 days, over a year, folks, before getting that commission together. Number 18, the 9/11 Commission was given extremely limited funds. $15 million was given to investigate 9/11. Over $60 million was spent investigating Clinton's affair with Monica Lewinsky. Number 19, Bush said he watched the first plane crash into the North Tower on TV before entering the classroom. Quote, the TV was obviously on, unquote. Was informed about the second impact while reading My Pet Goat to the children. Remained for at least 8 more minutes while America was under a quote-unquote attack. Number 20, the Patriot Act was written before 9/11, signed into law October 26, 2001. 21, Marvin Bush was director of Stratosec, or Securicom, which was in charge of security of WTC, United Airlines, and Dulles International Airport. All three were breached on 9/11. ICTS was another company that provided security at the airports. Wirt Walker, Ezra Harrell, ICTS, WTC Power Downs. Number 22, Who killed John O'Neill? Former FBI task force agent investigating Al-Qaeda and bin Laden, transferred to Kroll Corporation to head security just before 9/11. John O'Neill died in the towers. Jerome Hauer, Jules Kroll. Number 23, insider trading based on foreknowledge. Put options. And look that up. Put options. Never identified insiders made millions. United and American Airlines Raytheon. At least 7 of the 19 listed hijackers are still alive. BBC. No video footage of 19 hijackers or passengers boarding the 4 planes. Pilots of the 4 planes never squawked the hijacking code. Alive hijackers. ACARS, ACARS. Pilots for 9/11 Truth. Building 7 was a 47-story skyscraper that was part of the World Trade Center complex, built in 1984. It would have been the tallest high-rise in 33 states in the United States. It collapsed at 5:20 p.m. on September 11th, 2001 in 6.5 seconds at free fall acceleration. It was not hit by a plane and suffered minimal damage compared to other buildings much closer to the Twin Towers. Okay? How does that relate to everything that's going on now? Well, you got the Patriot Act, you got all this, you got Department of Homeland Security, you got all this, you got all that, whatever. That was a huge and massive setup. Now, compare that to the situation, Operation Northwoods, and also the situation that happened in the Gulf of Tonkin in 1964 that got us into Vietnam. All big, major things that happen to do one thing and one thing only. Collapse the United States. That's the whole issue, folks. They want to collapse the United States and hand all of our information, everything. They just want to hand it over to China or whoever we owe in the world. Why? Because here's the other aspect to see. Other countries, other leaders of other countries do not like the United States of America, even some of our allies. Now, what do they want? They want this country to collapse so that they can come in and do whatever they want, tear it apart, rip it apart, take back whatever whatever we owe them, that kind of thing. But they also understand that we have freedoms. We have liberty. Our people can do whatever we want to do within reason. We have rights. We have Constitution. We have all this that makes this country great. And we have been the power in the world for decades, and people don't like it. In other words, we're the bullies in the schoolyard. Okay? Who else? What other country has come to America to occupy it, to start wars, to come here and start wars and occupy the... Nobody. What other country has gone to another country and set off 2 atomic bombs to end a war? Nobody. We've done that. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, in Japan. So we are the bullies in the schoolyard. We are the world's police. Somebody on a Facebook post said something to the effect that, is it me or is there no hope for America? Is what the gist of the thing was. I can't quote it verbatim because I don't remember. But is there any hope for America? Yes, there is. And the hope lies within you. The hope is in you. The hope is in your heart. You are Americans. You know what to do. You know how to do it. And besides, look back in history. The United States has been a very, very resilient country. Our people banded together, came together, and supported whatever we needed supported to bring this country back from the brink of total and absolute disaster. People have done that. We, the people, have done that. We have put our heart, soul, blood, sweat, and tears into building this country. For what? To give it away? No. We're going to fight for it. We're going to defend it. We're going to do everything we can from the entrepreneurial spirit in the hearts of every American to the militia in every state. We're going to defend this country to the very last breath that we have if we have to do that. I know this. Is there hope for America? Yes, there is. And I'll be back right after this. We the people have the power, for we are America. The views expressed live on the Free America Radio Network. freeamericaradio.us. Is there hope for America? Is there hope for the United States, for the people of this country? Is there hope? Yes. We are the United States of America. We, the people, have gone from hell and back to protect this country from enemies foreign and domestic. And it is now time to protect ourselves from the domestic enemies we see in our streets. Now, I know I sound angry, and I know that in the past I've said, that I don't support aggressive or assertive, offensive tactics. And I still don't. And I'll say that for a long, long time. But I do support defense. And if you're just going to stand there and take it and get slapped across the face or whatever, and, turn the other cheek. You've only got two, folks, and if they want to continue to hit you, it's your responsibility and your right to protect yourself, and that's just the way it is, period. If you want to hold on to some sort of false sense of security and your faceless deity that you pray to, then you just go ahead and do that. I'll be back right after this. What we see is not always the truth. Lies, deceit, cover-ups. This is the world we live in. It is not reality. It is distorted reality. Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker. Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on Facebook and distortedreality.podbean.com. You can look at your faceless deity and pray all you want. I've told my friends in Stockton, California, where I grew up, and I was going to church there, and I said, you're going to spend so much time on your knees, you're not going to know what's going on outside. Oh, we don't need to know because God's going to take care of it. Really? Are you serious? We had God-fearing people as founding fathers of this country, and they went out and took care of the situation on their own. And they understood the risk, and they understood that they had family to take care of. They understood they had to take care of themselves. They knew this. But the facts are the facts, folks. What has 9/11/2001 have to do to today? How where's the comparison? What is equal? What is, how does that correlate with everything going on right now, today, the 3rd of April, 2014? Well, it's real simple, folks. Everything is happening in a way that is going to really test your resolve. Well, God wouldn't test us. No, he wouldn't. But he would allow these things to happen. Why? Well, look at the book of Job in the Bible. Look at other stories of ancient scriptural writings of people prior to Christianity. I mean, it seriously breaks down to your own personal understanding of who you are, how you can take care of yourself, follow your gut feeling. It's 100% right at all the time. It's 100% correct all the time. So follow it. Whatever it says to do, you do it. Period. End of sentence. Done. Because that's what's going to save your life. And all this other stuff that's gone on with 9/11 and all this, and it's all for a purpose. Okay? It's all for a purpose. And what's the purpose? There's a shadow of a dark side over the country, folks. There's a shadow of darkness over this country because we are so free, we're so liberated, we are God-fearing people, and we are a melting pot for everybody in the world. Well, we have to say no at some point. We have to cut off the incoming traffic, if you will, of all these people looking for freedom and liberty, looking for, a solid foundation by which to live. Well, why can't they do it over there in those countries, whether it be Mexico or Iran or Iraq or any place like that or whatever? How come people can't do it? Because their military is over them. Have you seen these other countries, folks, other than, London, England, and all of that? Have you seen these other countries? They have military walking all over the streets, and if you step out of line, or you get out of line, or you get pissed off, or you start, implementing some type of dissent against the government, they'll shoot you. They don't care. We don't have that in America. That's why people want to come here. There's socialism in Mexico. There's socialism in England. There's socialism all over the place, and those countries are failing. And this country wants socialism? You're out of your freaking minds if you think you need socialism in the United States of America. As I said before, it's the entrepreneurial spirit. It's how we build ourselves up, not how we create things to suppress us and push us down. And we've got a government that's doing that. But you people out there are going, well, give me my beer. I want to watch ESPN. So anyway, I know people get all pissed off at me for talking like this, for saying that, oh, you get a little too excited, that's why I don't listen to you, or, you don't know what you're talking about. I had people say that recently. Well, quite a few years ago, actually. And I just look at them and laugh. Because how are you supposed to look at this? How are you supposed to look at this? Okay? How? I don't get it, folks. I just don't get it. I mean, are you going to wake up? Or if you're awake, are you going to do something about it? It's crazy, folks. It's just, I mean, am I preaching to the choir? This is what I'm wondering. Am I preaching to the choir? Yes, if you're around Washington, D.C., May 16th, go to the American Spring. Believe me, there's going to be some stuff going on there. I don't think it's going to be as big as it's promoted to be. I think some of it's going to be, I don't know. I'm only presuming and speculating that there's going to be agent provocateurs there from the government trying to upset the whole thing and all of that. There's going to be trolls hanging out, people that just want to cause problems, and that's not what the whole thing is about. The whole thing is about is telling our government officials in Washington, D.C. that you need to quit right now. You need to resign. You need to walk out. You need to just get out of here, because we don't want the tyranny in the United States of America, nor do we want socialism, period. End of sentence. That's what American Spring on May 16th in Washington, D.C. is going to be all about, and I wish I was there. But on May 17th, if you're in the local Reno area, you can meet and greet me down at the rink. There's a rink downtown, and those in the Reno, Nevada area know what I'm talking about, you'll see me. You'll notice me. It won't be difficult. So meet me down there on May 17th, downtown, around noontime, around 11:30, 12 o'clock, somewhere around in there. I should be down there, and you can't miss me. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here, folks. Told you it's going to be a short podcast. So, yes, I want to thank you for listening and all of that. And please come join me on The Views Expressed, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on Spreaker.com, on freeamericaradio.us, and on wakingupthemasses.com. So I'll talk to you then. Have a good day. Waking Up the Masses. Truth, knowledge, and wisdom for your consumption. Waking Up the Masses. News and views concerning the New World Order. Waking Up the Masses. Join Bob Brutus as he pulls back the curtain on the esoteric agenda which has been in play for a millennia. Waking Up the Masses. WakingUpTheMasses.com. This is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce from The Views Expressed. Come join me Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on Spreaker.com.